Imagine this moment. You're 6 months into your journey to Mars. Earth is now just a pale blue dot behind you, barely visible among the stars. Mars looms ahead, rust red, mysterious, and then it hits you. You're never going home. Not because you don't have a return rocket, not because of some catastrophic mission failure, but because your own body is about to betray you in ways that make returning to Earth physically impossible. This isn't science fiction. This is the harsh reality that NASA scientists and aerospace engineers are desperately trying to solve right now. See, we've been so focused on getting to Mars that we haven't fully confronted the terrifying question: what happens to the human body during those years in space? And more importantly, can it ever recover? The answer is going to shock you. Because according to the latest research, every single astronaut who sets foot on Mars will face a choice they never expected: stay on Mars forever, or attempt a return journey that could literally kill them. I'm going to show you exactly why the human body transforms into something that can no longer survive on Earth. The biological changes are so profound, so irreversible, that Mars doesn't just become your new home, it becomes your prison. And we're sending people there in the next decade. Let's talk about what nobody's telling you about the Mars mission. The journey destroys you. First, let's understand the timeline. Getting to Mars isn't like a quick trip to the moon. When the Apollo astronauts went to the moon, they were gone for about 8 days total. 3 days there. A short stay. 3 days back. Their bodies barely had time to notice they'd left Earth. Mars? Completely different story. The journey alone takes 6 to 9 months. Each way. That's a minimum of 18 months round trip. And that's if you leave immediately. Which you can't. Planetary alignment means you're stuck on Mars for another 12 to 18 months. Waiting for Earth and Mars to line up again. Total mission time? 2 to 3 years minimum. 2 to 3 years during which your body is being systematically dismantled by space. Let me break down what's happening to you during that voyage. First, radiation exposure. Here on Earth, we're protected by our magnetic field and atmosphere. They shield us from cosmic rays and solar radiation. In space, you're naked to the universe. Every single day in deep space, you absorb radiation equivalent to multiple chest X-rays. Month after month. This radiation tears through your cells, shredding DNA. Increasing cancer risk by an estimated 40%. But radiation is just the opening act. The real destruction comes from microgravity. Or more accurately, the near absence of gravity. And this is where things get truly horrifying. Your bones start dissolving. Without gravity constantly pulling on your skeleton, your body decides it doesn't need strong bones anymore. So it starts breaking them down. You lose 1 to 2% of your bone mass every single month. After just 12 months, you've lost up to 24% of your bone density. Your femur, the strongest bone in your body, becomes as fragile as that of someone with severe osteoporosis. But your bones aren't the only thing disappearing. Your muscles are being destroyed too. In microgravity, standing, walking, even sitting, requires almost no effort. Your body is ruthless. Why maintain muscle you're not using? Astronauts lose up to 40% of their muscle mass on long missions. Your legs, once powerful enough to carry you everywhere, become weak sticks that can barely support your weight. And I haven't even mentioned what's happening to your heart. Your cardiovascular system evolved over millions of years to pump blood upward against gravity. In space, it doesn't need to. So your heart literally shrinks. It becomes smaller, weaker, less capable. Studies show the heart can atrophy by up to 10%. Now here's the nightmare scenario. After 2 to 3 years of this degradation, you're supposed to land on Mars, a planet with 38% of Earth's gravity. And then eventually, return to Earth. Can you see the problem? Mars changes you forever. Landing on Mars after months in zero gravity would feel like suddenly gaining hundreds of pounds. Your weakened muscles, your fragile bones, your shrunken heart, are immediately subjected to Martian gravity, even though Mars has only about 1/3 of Earth's gravity. For your deteriorated body, it feels overwhelming. The first astronauts won't bound around heroically. They'll struggle to walk. Every movement will be exhausting. Their bones will be at constant risk of fracturing from simple activities. But here's what's really insidious. Living on Mars doesn't fix the problem. It makes it worse. Mars' lower gravity means your bones and muscles keep deteriorating. Just more slowly. You're not recovering. You're still degenerating. And this is where the trap closes. During your year and a half on Mars, your body keeps adapting to low gravity. Your bones weaken. Your muscles atrophy. Your cardiovascular system declines. You're not just a visitor anymore. You're becoming a Mars organism. Your body is restructuring itself. Bone density, muscle mass, heart capacity, all recalibrated for Mars. And then there's something even more disturbing. Genetic changes. Astronaut Scott Kelly spent nearly a year on the International Space Station. When he returned, scientists discovered 7% of his genes had changed their expression patterns. 7%. His body had begun rewriting its own biological software. Now imagine 2 to 3 years. Your physiology is being reprogrammed. You're not just losing bone and muscle. You're becoming something different. Something built for Mars. Not Earth. And then comes the question nobody wants to answer. Can you go back? The math is brutal. At that point, Earth's gravity could literally crush you. Standing could fracture your spine. Walking could shatter your legs. Your heart might not be strong enough to keep you alive. You could die just from being home. The brain problem nobody talks about, but the physical changes aren't even the scariest part. We need to talk about your brain. In microgravity, fluids don't drain downward. They shift upward. Astronauts' faces puff up. Sinuses clog. And most concerning, fluid builds up inside the skull. This causes a condition called spaceflight-associated neuroocular syndrome. Pressure reshapes the eyes, flattening them, causing permanent vision changes. Several astronauts have returned from the ISS with lasting vision damage. But it gets worse. MRI scans show the brain itself shifts upward. Tissue compresses. Ventricles enlarge. Some of these changes don't fully reverse. Permanent alterations to brain structure. And then there's radiation. Deep space radiation bombards neural tissue. Animal studies show destroyed neural pathways, impaired memory, reduced cognition. We've never studied these radiation levels in humans. Some researchers fear dementia-like symptoms. Others worry about personality changes. Psychiatric disorders. Imagine surviving the return, only to realize your mind is no longer the same. We can build better spacecraft, but we can't redesign the human body. We evolved for Earth. Mars doesn't care. The impossible solutions. So what's the solution? Artificial gravity? An engineering nightmare. Extreme exercise? It slows damage but doesn't stop it. Drugs? Experimental, and incomplete. And then, the option nobody wants to say. Except that Mars is a one-way trip. Build permanent colonies. Let people stay. Let biology adapt. Mars becomes home. Earth becomes unreachable. Would you make that choice? The future we're not ready for. We're rushing toward Mars without solving the biology. Astronauts will volunteer. They'll sign the waivers. But are we being honest about the cost? This could be the beginning of human speciation. Earth humans. Mars humans. 2 branches. 2 worlds. Science fiction. Becoming reality. The first crew will test the limits of what it means to be human. Some may return. Others may not. Either way, They're changing humanity forever. Final thought, so let me ask you, if you had the chance to go to Mars, knowing everything you've just heard, would you go? Knowing you might never return? Knowing your body would never be the same? Would it be worth it? Let me know in the comments. Because space is trying to kill us. And we're going anyway. Thanks for watching. And I'll catch you in the next one.